Hey guys, in this video we'll be reviewing this generic D011 car OBD diagnostic tool. So essentially, if you want a diagnostic tool that you can quickly clear error codes, look at error codes, and do your own quick diagnostic, this tool does do that. It is a Bluetooth connected, so you'll have to connect it to the OBD port on your car, and then you can then use the Bluetooth to access the app because it works with an app. So you don't have to have any cables connected. It's not one of those ones that you need to be directly in your device in order to access. However, you do need to be relatively near to the scan tools that the Bluetooth can be picked up. All right, so let's get into it. So first, let's get to the unboxing. Let's see what's inside. All right, after unboxing, you get the manual. You get the contact sheet. It tells you have a certain amount of warranty. Let me see what this one had said. 12-month warranty. You also get the V011 ODB tool. You can easily just pop out. All right, so I'm going to connect it. I'm going to show you the interface. So you're going to need to turn on your Bluetooth in order for it to connect. You have a link and power. So once you have a link to your device, it will, the indicator will come on. Once you have the power on, it will come on as well. So let's connect it and let's see what's up. All right, so the ODB port is right here. So we're gonna need to plug it in. Let's see if I can navigate myself in. All right, so once connected, as you can see, the indicator light or power comes on. You can vaguely see the link light also illuminated. All right, so next thing you need to do is install the app. Now to access the app, right, you can scan the back of your packaging. You should have the Android link to Play Store and the iOS link to Apple Play Store, right? So once you've scanned those links, then you should have the app. All right, so after doing the screen recording, I realized that there was no audio in the editing. So I'm going to just do a voiceover of what I did, so you guys can have a bit of a clarity in terms of what I was doing. So at this point, I was turning on the Bluetooth, well, trying to connect and showing you that you can't connect on the app unless the Bluetooth is on. So once you turn on the Bluetooth, then you will be able to actually pick up the device. You can't connect to the device from Bluetooth, you connect to it via the app. So both is needed for the connection. So once you've connected, all right, so you start to scan, and once you're connected, it will load up the interface in terms of the different features you can access via the OBD device. So it's scanning. Might take a little while. So initializing, getting ready to actually load successfully. All right, so now the dashboard is loaded. So a few features you can access on the first part. You have the data stream. We just went into data stream. Data stream shows live information of your device. So it shows the engine load, coolant temperature, all that various information. Yeah, so it shows all that various information, voltage, yeah, shows all that in terms of last time since you've cleared the error code. Yeah, shows that information. We can go, I think at this point I'm going to go back to the dashboard view, and then we have, well, of course, a dashboard of the actual app. So this shows you, it gives you options. You can classic, portrait, minimalism. I prefer this one because it shows you the RPM. At this point I'm going to rev the device rev the car, sorry, because it's at armrest, and then it went to that RPM rating, just to show you that it actually works in terms of picking up the RPM. You can have this on your device while your car is running, just to see this digital um, dashboard. However, if you have a digital dashboard already on your car, then this doesn't really add much. Alright, so you also have the travel analysis, gives you that total mileage since you've traveled within the day, oil consumption, average fuel consumption. Yeah, you can get that information. All right. Yeah, so you get that information, and I think at this point I was explaining to you, you can also expand and see further the information being shown: mileage driven, time consuming, oil consumption, and so forth. You also have a performance tab, which you can go on and actually see your live data. So it's explaining for this one that when I go, just wait until I go on it. Yeah, so I was explaining on this one that you get that live data while your car is in motion, but you would have to leave in the OBD tool in the port. However, this can drain your battery, so I don't recommend it unless you really need to get that data. So it's like a one-off thing you can do, but don't just leave it in your V011 ODB tool. Just don't do that. It will drain your battery. Alright, so you also have diagnostic option where you can do a full scan. You can also look at these other features. So at this point I'm doing the quick full scan. So there's no trouble codes, which is good. So I have no concern at the moment. Would have been cool if they actually gave me the actual car that I drove in terms of the preview, but I mean, it's pretty generic, and it does what it's supposed to do. I'm not too concerned much about the graphical representation of my car. Alright, so for the things that are available, it was able to complete. For things that are not applicable, it failed, which is not expected. If I don't have it, then we can't actually do a monitored test. Alright, not all these things you may understand the jargons, but it can be helpful. You can also export the .pdf document. I didn't do it in this demonstration. However, you have the capacity to do it, or capability to do it rather. Alright, so the quick scan, as I said, there's other options you can go on. I'm going to go on more to show you the other aspects of the app. So this is also possible to access. You can get the full scan data reporting. And those are the last dates that the scan happened. It's basically an app. It does what it's supposed to do. It's a very nifty tool. Yeah, I do recommend it. So do give the app a try. Please leave a like and subscribe, and thank you. Apologies for the voiceover if it's a bit fast.